There is a moment that happens quietly, usually in the late afternoon, when you notice your legs feel different than they used to. Maybe you are sitting in your favorite chair, and when you try to stand, your ankles feel stiff and swollen. Maybe you look down and see that your socks have left deep marks pressed into your skin. Or maybe it is that heavy, tired aching that starts somewhere around your calves and refuses to go away, no matter how much you rest. You might tell yourself, this is just what happens when you get older. You might assume that after 70, your body simply slows down and there is nothing to be done about it. But what if that assumption is the very thing keeping you trapped in discomfort? What if the real reason your legs feel heavy, swollen, and exhausted has almost nothing to do with aging itself, and everything to do with one small group of muscles that have quietly stopped doing their job? Most people have never been told the truth about leg circulation after 70. They blame their heart, they blame their arteries, they blame genetics, or decades of standing or sitting too much. And while all of those things can play a role, there is one overlooked factor that surgeons have understood for years. Something so simple, it almost sounds unbelievable. Deep inside your lower legs, hidden beneath the surface, there's a muscular pumping system that works like a second heart. Every time these muscles contract, they squeeze the veins in your legs and push blood upward against gravity, back toward your chest. When you were younger, this happened naturally with every step you took, but after 70, these muscles often weaken without warning. They become sluggish. They stop contracting with enough force to move blood efficiently. And when that happens, blood begins to pool in your lower legs. Fluid accumulates around your ankles. Pressure builds. That heavy, tired, swollen feeling becomes your new normal. Not because aging made it inevitable, but because nobody ever told you how to fix it. The good news is that waking up this hidden pump does not require expensive equipment or exhausting workouts. It does not require surgery or medication. It requires one specific movement that takes less than 5 minutes a day. A movement so gentle that it can be done sitting in a chair, yet so effective that researchers have documented measurable improvements in venous blood return within just a few weeks of consistent practice. This is not about pushing your body to its limits. This is about reminding your legs how to function the way they were designed to function, gently, safely, and effectively. The exercise begins from a seated position, which immediately removes any concern about balance or falling. You sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your back is straight but relaxed. Your hands rest comfortably on your thighs or on the armrests. From this position, you slowly lift your heels off the ground while keeping the balls of your feet pressed firmly against the floor. As your heels rise, you will feel your calf muscles tighten and engage. This is the contraction that matters. This is the squeeze that pushes blood upward through your veins. You hold this position for just a moment, feeling the tension in your calves, and then you lower your heels back down with control. Slow and deliberate, no rushing, no bouncing, just calm, rhythmic movement that sends a clear signal to the muscles responsible for circulation. The beauty of this exercise lies in its simplicity. It looks almost too easy to matter, which is exactly why most people overlook it. They assume that something this gentle could not possibly make a difference, but the science tells a different story. When your calf muscles contract, they compress the deep veins running through your lower legs. This compression creates pressure that forces blood upward, overcoming the pull of gravity that constantly works against your circulation. When you relax the muscles, the veins refill with blood from below. Contract again, and another wave of blood gets pushed upward. This rhythmic pumping action is so important that medical professionals often call the calf muscles the peripheral heart of the body. After 70, many people stop using these muscles with enough frequency or intensity to maintain proper circulation. They sit for long hours watching television. They ride in cars without moving their legs. They avoid walking because their legs already feel tired and uncomfortable. And with each passing day of inactivity, the calf muscles grow weaker, the pumping action diminishes, and circulation problems worsen. It becomes a cycle that feeds itself. Discomfort leading to inactivity, inactivity leading to more discomfort. But this cycle can be broken. By deliberately activating your calf muscles through this simple seated exercise, you begin reversing the pattern. You remind your body that these muscles still exist, that they still have a job to do. And as they grow stronger over days and weeks, you may notice something remarkable happening. The heaviness that once settled into your legs by afternoon begins to lift. The swelling around your ankles becomes less pronounced. The deep aching that made you dread long periods of sitting starts to fade into the background, replaced by a feeling of lightness you may not have experienced in years. This is not a miracle. This is simply what happens when you restore function to a system that never stopped being important. The key to making this exercise work is consistency rather than intensity. You do not need to push through pain or exhaust yourself. You need to show up every single day and give your calf muscles the signal they have been waiting for. Start with 10 slow repetitions in the morning. Add another 10 in the afternoon. If you spend time watching television in the evening, let that become your reminder to practice again. Each session takes less than 2 minutes, but the cumulative effect builds over time, like interest compounding in a savings account. Your muscles grow stronger. Your veins receive more support. Your circulation improves, not through force, but through faithful repetition. There are a few mistakes that can reduce the effectiveness of this exercise, and avoiding them makes all the difference. The first mistake is moving too quickly. When you rush through the heel raises, you rob your muscles of the sustained contraction that creates real pumping pressure. Slow down. Let each repetition take 3 full seconds on the way up and 3 full seconds on the way down. The second mistake is holding your breath. This might seem unrelated to your legs, but breath holding creates tension throughout your body and can actually restrict blood flow. Breathe normally and naturally, letting your rhythm stay calm and steady. The third mistake is giving up too soon. Some people try this exercise for a few days, do not notice dramatic changes, and assume it does not work. But circulation improvement happens gradually. The changes are subtle at first: a slight reduction in swelling, a small increase in comfort, legs that feel just a little less heavy by the end of the day. These small improvements accumulate into something meaningful, but only if you keep going. Think about what your life could look like 4 weeks from now. Imagine standing up from your chair without that familiar stiffness greeting you. Imagine looking down at your ankles and seeing them return to their normal shape instead of puffing out over your shoes. Imagine walking through your home, your neighborhood, your life, with legs that feel capable and reliable instead of burdensome and unpredictable. This is not about becoming an athlete. This is about reclaiming comfort, confidence, and independence. This is about refusing to accept discomfort as an inevitable part of aging when a simple solution exists. Your legs carried you through decades of life. They deserve 5 minutes of attention each day. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below telling me your age and where you are watching from. Tell me which symptom bothers you most: the heaviness, the swelling, or the fatigue. And if this information gave you hope that your legs can feel better again, share this video with someone you care about who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more guidance designed specifically for adults over 70 who refuse to let age define their limitations.